Hello everyone and very good evening. Please let us know if I am live now, audible and visible to everyone, and then we can start with the session, right? Okay. So please let me know if I am audible and visible to everyone, if I am live. So a lot of things we are going to discuss today regarding the TCS. So we will also do live analysis, right? And after this live analysis also we will solve few of the questions here, so which was asked on the 30th of April 2024, right? Okay, now so please let me know if I am live now, audible and visible to everyone. So Kishore is telling audible. Okay, and also many of the students had faced compiler issue. So regarding everything we are going to do the final analysis. So there was compiler issue many of the student has faced. So we'll wait for another 1 minute before we start, right? Okay, and many of you wanted to know now, sir, when will be the results, right? So friends, there is a telegram group. I request all of you to please join the telegram group. I will share the link here. Okay, so all the discussions, even the examination discussions, everything will be happening in that. You can see the telegram group, right? Okay, so tomorrow is Accenture exam, so that discussion is also going to happen, so you can join the telegram group now. So hello everyone once again and very good evening to all of you. So one by one, step by step, we will do the complete analysis, and then I will tell you the expected TCS NQT exam result date. Okay, now the first thing friends which happened with many of the people, some shift was easy, right? So some shift was easy and some shift was tough, right? Some shift was tough. So if I say precisely, so 26th we had two shift exam, and then 27th we had two shift, 29th we had two shift exam, and then 30 we had two shift exam, right? So these were the 3 days two shift examination was there. Okay, now so in that some shift was tough, right? Some shift was tough and some shift was easy, right? Easy, tough, easy, tough. Now so if you'll talk about the cutoff, friends, cutoff also will vary according to the shift, but that will happen based on your rationalization, right? So that will happen based on normalization, you can say. So that will happen based on the normalization. Okay, so they will check, like suppose some shift was tough, then they will check, so what was the total marks, all right? So what was the total marks scored by the topper, and based on that they will be deciding the cutoff for that particular shift, right? So don't worry, if your shift was tough, then definitely, right, then definitely the cutoff will be varying. Now the second thing friends, for many of you there was compiler issue, right? And this was mainly faced by the student on 30 of April examination, right? 30 of April examination. So if you have any compiler issue, then definitely it need to reach to the TCS. Then TCS should know that you had a compiler issue, and then only they might reschedule the examination or they might do something. So reschedule of your examination is possible if many people reports that. So that's the reason friends, if you'll see here, so on Twitter, so on Twitter we have, I have put a post, and if you comment more, if you had the issue, if it reach to the TCS, tag TCS, tag Ratan Tata, then definitely TCS might look into it. Okay, see, I don't know how much they are going to look into it, but from our side we have to put the effort, and when we put the effort, then definitely something will happen, right? Okay, so you can check that on Twitter. So you can please comment down, so we will see what happens if it reach to TCS, if TCS does something. But definitely on Twitter they take action, so many people face that. Now so friends, next thing is, many of you will be thinking, sir, when the result will be announced? So exam is already done, so when the result will be announced? So friends, for results this month only you can expect the result, right? Friends, after this we are going to solve the question which was asked in the TCS exam on 30th of April for both aptitude, I mean foundation section, and then coding also, right? So we are going to solve the questions, and also I will tell you how exactly the things are happening, from where there are questions. So all the complete analysis we are going to do here. So I request all of you to please watch the video till the end. Now, so if we'll talk about the result, then result will be announced this month itself. Okay. So now, because till 6th now examination is there. So 2nd of May TCS has exam, 3rd of May TCS has exam, 4th of May TCS has exam, and 5th of May TCS has exam. So now, so second, no, sorry, 3rd of May, I think 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. So we have examination. So definitely the results will come after that only. So maybe from 15th of May, this is my prediction, and till 30th of May, we will be expecting the result which will be declared by TCS. This is just my expectations, just my guess. Okay, so 15th of May, in between 15th of May to 30th of May, we can expect the result which will be announced by TCS. Okay, now, so friends, this is my prediction. Can you please like the video, guys, quickly? And if we'll do a analysis, okay, so now many of you will be thinking, sir, I will get digital interview, or I will get, right, prime interview, right? I will be selected or not? So all these questions might come to your mind. So be very clear, friends. If you are qualifying in the foundation section, then you are eligible for the ninja interview, right? So if you are qualifying only for foundation section, then you will be called for ninja interview, right? So suppose numerical ability, as I had told you, a safe score is 10. Okay, so 8 to 10, it depends upon the shift. Okay, so you can say if 5 to 10 questions if you have done, verbal ability was easy in every section 15 to 20, and reasoning ability 10 to 15 question, it's a safe score. Then if only foundation section you have done, then you will be getting a ninja interview call. Here if you have done 5 to 6 question, every sections you have to qualify. If you don't qualify foundation, even though if you have done well in advance, it's of no use. So 5 to 6 question, and if you do one coding question here, then you will be called for digital interview. And if you have done both the coding questions correctly here, you will be called for prime. Sir, what if I called for a prime interview and I fail? So you were called for prime interview and you failed, then you might get a digital, you might get ninja, or you might not get anything. If you do not perform at all, then you will not be getting any role. If you perform, okay, average, then you will be getting digital or ninja. If you are called for digital interview but you were not up to the mark, then you will be getting ninja interview. In digital interview, if you did not answer anything, then definitely you will be not selected, right? So this will be the criteria. Sir, I have done foundation, aptitude, average, reasoning, verbal, and advanced section aptitude better, and one coding question. May I expect the interview? Yes, you can expect the interview. And now please start your preparation for the interview. Do not start your preparation just a day ago, right? Friends, many of the today one student, he approached me and he was saying that my video is not visible, I guess, right? So guys, okay, so just let me see. My video is not visible, I guess. So quickly I will just check it out. Why my video is not visible? Okay, now my video is visible. That's what I was asking you guys, if my video is visible or not, right? So please comment down if my video is not visible. There is some. Okay. Okay, fine. So now am I visible now, guys? Okay, so that's what I was telling you all, that we have to have the complete idea of it, right? Is it clear for everyone? Can you please comment down if you are there? Can you please share the cutoff? So I have shared the cutoff, but definitely this cutoff will vary according to the shift. Can you please quickly like the video, and then we can go and start solving the question which was asked on, right, which was asked on the 30th of April 2024 paper, so that it will be useful for the student, those who are going to write the examination. Interview will be offline only. So interview will be also offline, right? So interview will be also offline. So still I do not get the assessment link. Which assessment link, man? They are sending which company? So TCS is not sending assessment link. TCS is sending that you have to go and join. Now, anyway, so the value X is decreased by 15%. Okay, increased by 15%, decreased by 10%, increased by 30%, okay, then decreased by 5%, increased by 20%, 4%. Now what is the new value of X? And what is the new value of X? And the new value is how much percentage of the given value X, right? So this was a question which was asked on 30th of April. So we have already discussed, Chitrala, when you can expect the result. Please watch the video from the beginning. Admit card, if you have not got the admit card, you need to wait. Now suppose the value of X is nothing but 100, okay? So I am assuming the value of X is nothing but 100, right? Okay. So the value of X is increased by 15%, okay? So we can write it was 100, so 115 by 100. I have told you in percentage, if any value is increased, right? So if any value is increased, if any value is increased, then see, if there is any kind of increment, if there is any kind of profit, if there is any kind of more, right, in terms of percentage, then you have to add it to 100 and then divide by 100, right? Okay. Then if there is any kind of less, if there is any kind of loss, if there is any kind of discount, then what you have to do? So subtract from the 100 and divide it by 100. Same concept you have to use. So basic of my videos, if you have watched, then you will never face any problem. Okay, fine. Now a value X is increased by 15%. So 100 into 115 by 100. Then again decreased by 10%. So if there is any kind of decrement, subtract from 100 and divide by 100. Then again increased by 30%. So add it to 100, divide by 100. Then again decreased by 5%. So subtract it from 100, divide by 100. And then again increased by 24%, right? So this is the final equation which you had to write. So our old X was nothing but 100, right? We have assumed. So your X was 100, and now the new X value will be what? So what you had to do in the exam, you had to take the calculator, right? So I will take the calculator here. So I will take the calculator here and I will do it in front of you, right? So calculator online, and I will make it small. Okay. Now you just have to put on this calculator and then you will be easily able to get the value. Okay. So 115. Okay. So just a minute. So 115. Okay. 115 into, so I'm directly multiplying 115 into 9 into 13 into 95 into 124. So this value will be nothing but equal to 1584 something, right? So basically when you will divide, it will come as 158.4, right? So I have just multiplied this. 1010 cancel, 1010 cancel, right? Okay, and then this 20 will get cancelled with this. So when you will multiply and divide by these values, you will be getting 158.4. I have directly done it, right? Okay. So you see 2 to 4 and to 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So after 6 digit you have to put 1 0. So 158.4. Now your new X is 158.4. Your old X is 100. You have to calculate the new X is how much percentage of the given X. So 100 cancel, it is nothing but 158.4 percentage itself, right? So that will become your answer. Is it clear for everyone? Those who are watching, is it clear? And also please do like the session so that we will be continue doing it, right? Okay. Next is question number 2. So question number 2, it was a time and work question. And friends, these are memory based questions. So it's been clearly mentioned. So these are memory based questions which was asked on 30th of April. So if 4 men and 6 boys can do a work in 8 days, whereas 6 men and 4 boys can do a work in 7 days. See, we have received this question from the student itself. So he had sent this question. So, sir, these are the questions which we are able to remember. So, the question which seems correct, I have taken it directly. Like this question seems correct, I have taken it directly. I mean, the one he is able to remember it exactly. So, that we have taken it as it is. And the question where the data were missing or it was not proper, so for that we have modified the values, but the question is exactly same, right? So 2 men and 1 woman complete a work in 16 days. So similarly we have taken the values here. So 4 men and 6 boys can complete a work in 8 days, and 6 men and 4 boys, right? 4 boys can do the same work in 7 days. Then in how many days 5 men and 4 boys will complete the work? It's a very simple problem. So 4 into 32, 4 into 8, 32m, 6 into 8, 48 boys will be equal to 6 into 7, 42m, plus 4 into 7, 28b. Now, if we'll subtract this two, it will be 10 man, okay? And 48 minus 28 will be 20b. So that means man and boys ratio will be equal to 2:1. And this ratio is nothing but efficiency ratio. Efficiency ratio says that means man can do 2 work in a day and boy can do 1 work in a day. Now let us take any of the equation. So 4 into man, 1 man can do 2 work in a day. 6 boys, 1 boy can do 1 work, so 6 boys, 6 into 1 and into 8. This will become my total work. And who has to complete this? 5 men. So 1 man can do 2 work, and boys, 1 boy can do 1 work, so 4 boys can do 4 work. So 8 plus 6, 14, 14 into 8, and 10 into 4, 14. So the answer will be 8 days, right? So the answer will be 8 days. So this is how you had to solve the question. Sir, Bangalore student did not get the admit card. When it will? See, you can send a mail to TCS ION, okay? So they have told that everyone will be getting the admit card. Everyone will be able to write the examination. So they have already said that. So definitely you need to wait, or you can also send a mail to TCS ION. So they will be able to reply, okay, by when you can. Sir, I'm having exam on 6. Can you make a video that revise all the tricks that are required for exam? So RP, that is already done in the our live class. So if you go here, okay, and check out our live sessions. So check out our live session. So here already we have one short videos, right? So you can see here TCS revision reasoning, one short video, and TCS revision one short video, which is for aptitude, right? So these two you can watch. Okay, now, so x plus mod. So this is a modulus question basically. So x plus 3, okay, and it is less than equal to 7, then we have to find the possible value of x. That means the question was the total possible value of x, right? Total possible value of x, that was the question. Okay, now, so please try to understand, if we have x less than a, right, modulus, then basically how do we write? So this x value will be in between minus a to plus a, minus a to plus a. Now, so here x plus 3 value will be right in between, including minus 7 to plus 7. Okay. Now, so here we have minus 7 less than equal to x plus 3 and then 7. So what I will do, I will subtract 7 so that, sorry, I will subtract 3 so that we will be getting the possible values of x. So minus 7 minus 3, and here x plus 3 minus 3. So we are going to subtract the possible values of uh, you know going to find possible values of x. So we are removing this 3, and then minus 7 minus 3 minus 10, 3 3 cancelled x. So basically the value of x will be in between minus 10 to 4, including minus 10 and 4. So minus 10, minus 9, minus 8, minus 7, minus 6, right? Minus 4, minus 5, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically total we have the 15 values, right? So total we have 15 values. So for this particular equation, the number of possible values of x will be nothing but 15 values, and that will be the our correct answer, right? Is it clear for everyone? So is it clear for everyone, guys? Okay. Okay, fine. So please like the session if you think the classes are good, okay, you are able to understand, and then we can move to the next problem. Okay, next. And if you have, sir, my exam on 6th May, so can you make video that? Okay, already I answered. So any other queries? Admit card you will receive. If you are not receiving the admit card, then you need to send an email to right TCS ION, and then they will reply you like what further needs to be done. Now question number 4. So question number 4, the ratio of amount when a certain sum invested at CI compounded annually in 6 years and 5 years is 10 is to 9, then what is the rate of interest, right? So you can see these are the question which are shared by a student only, right? So the last question we have just modified according to what has been asked in the question. Okay, second step explanation once again. See, it's if we have modulus of x less than a, then x values will be minus a2 plus a. That is the same thing we have written here. And then we wanted, right, to know x will be in between. Right, so which values? So it was 3 here, so I have subtracted 3 from all 3 values. So we got x here, and then we were able to find the range of x. Okay, now, so the ratio of amount when a certain sum invested at compound interest compounded annually in 6 years and 5 years is 10 is to 9, then what is the rate of interest? So friends, basically in compound interest, if we have to calculate amount, then amount will be equal to principal into 1 plus r by 100 to the power n, and this will be nothing but our amount. This will be nothing but our amount. Clear? Okay, so here amount is equals to principal into 1 plus r by 100 to the power n. Now amount for 6 years. Okay, so you can also mention here the rate of interest is also same, at same rate of interest, right? Same rate of interest and principal, right? So this is definitely not a complete question. Same rate of interest and same sum. Okay, fine. So amount will be equal to principal into 1 plus r by 100 to the power n. Okay, so n is nothing but 6, and then amount for 5 years, so p into 1 plus r by 100 to the power 5, and that is nothing but equal to 10 by 9. So ratio of amount when a certain sum invested at compound interest compounded annually in 6 years and 5 years at same rate of interest is 10 is to 9, then you have to find out rate of interest. Okay, now, so p and p will get cancelled because same sum, and then if you try to divide it, so it will be 1 plus r by 100 will be equal to 10 by 9. Okay, so r by 100 will be equal to 10 by 9 minus 1, which is nothing but 1 by 9. So r is equals to 100 by 9. So 100 by 9 will be equal to what? So 11 9 are 99, and then again, so 11% you can say, so almost 11%, or you have the calculator in the exam, so you can divide it from here. So 100 divided by, right, so 100 divided by 9, 100 divided by 9, and it will give you the exact value. So that is nothing but 11.1111%, right? So see, the question which we have taken, definitely it's a memory based question, so some data will be here and there, so that you don't have to worry, right? Okay, now the next question was, so point 0.0180 is how much percentage less than 0.2750? Okay, so if somebody is asking that this is how much percentage less than this, so first forget about there is a percentage now. So this is how much value less than this. So basically, sir, we will do like this: 0.2750 minus 0.0180, right? So 0.80 is how much value less than this, sir, subtract it. And now erase this and then understand the question once more. So this is how much percentage less than this. So the comparison is happening with this values, right? So the comparison is happening with these values. So write this value in the bottom and then multiplied by 100. Write this value in the bottom and then multiplied by 100, right? Okay. Now, so use the calculator. See, when in the exam you have on a screen calculator, right? Then why you will spend your effort there? Clear? Okay. Now, okay. Now what you have to do? So 0.2750 minus 0.018, right, is equals to, and then divided by sorry, point 275, okay, equal to, and multiplied by 100, and multiplied by 100. So basically this value is 93.45 percentage less than. So this particular value is 93.45 percentage less than this particular value, right? Okay. Sir, I passed 6 by 7 in the first and 4 by 7 in the second case. Yeah, so there is a good chance, that you will be getting a call for digital interview. There is a good chance you will be getting a call for digital interview. Sir, I am right in TCS NQT exam. I have a compiler issue in Python like EOF error. So many of the students had the same error. So, and compiler error, and that's the reason I asked all of you to we have put that on Twitter, right? So there what you have to do, you have to go and comment there, okay, so that it reaches to TCS. So what is the mistake in the calculation? Okay, tell me what is the mistake in the calculation, we will correct it. Okay, but first tell what is the mistake. Okay, so please go and comment here. So if you comment, it might reach to TCS and then they might take action based on this, right? So just go and then update here. Okay, fine. Now, so this is what you have to do. And if you feel there is calculation mistake, please let us know what is the mistake. Now, question number 6. So a shopkeeper gives a discount of 4% and gives one article free on purchasing 15 article. If he earns a profit of, so he is telling there is a calculation mistake. We will see what was the calculation. So okay, so the calculation they are not restoring it. Fine, but I don't think there was any calculation mistake. So let us see. 0.275 minus 0.018 is equals to 257 divided by 0.275. Hey, it's correct, man. What are you telling? Okay. Now, there is, sir, for digital, there is no need to reach cutoff in aptitude, only coding cutoff. No, aptitude cutoff is also required. Okay, aptitude cutoff is also required. A shopkeeper gives a discount of 4% and gives one article free on purchasing 15 articles. If he earns a profit of 35%, find the ratio of cost price and mark price. Okay. Now, so suppose the cost price is 100x and then the marked price is nothing but marked price is 100y, right? Okay. So if we, okay, now a shopkeeper gives a discount of 4% and one article. Okay, now here 4% discount he is giving. For how many articles? For 16 article, right? For 16 articles, he is giving 4%. And then when he has a 35% profit, right? And then the article is what? 15 article only. Because one article he is giving it for free. Clear? Okay. So 94% discount means 96x is equals to 16, and here 35% means 135y will be equal to 15 article. So one article price will become so for 16 article 96x, right? Okay. And here for 15 article 135y. Then you can easily take the cost price and mark price difference here, right? See, you can assume the cost price is 100 rupees, and then the marked price is also 100x and 100y, and then you will be able to, so if there is any kind of discount, so that will be given on cost price, and when there is a basically a increment, so that will be there on 15%, right? Okay, so one article price will be 6, and here one article price will be 9, right? So you will be easily able to get the cost price and market price ratio from here. Okay, fine. Clear? So 6x will be equal to 9y. So here it is 9, 15 9 ja, here it is 6. So x is to y will be equal to 9 is to 6. That means 3 is to 2, right? So your it will be 3 is to 2. Clear for everyone? Is it clear for everyone? See, I assumed cost price is 100x rupees, okay? And then I assumed 100 rupees as the market price, okay? Now, so friends, 4% discount we are giving it, right? Okay, after purchasing 15 article, right? One article free on purchasing 15 article. If he earns profit of 35%, find the, so when beginning it was there, right? So beginning he is selling 16 articles only, and later on he is giving 15 articles and one article free. That means he is selling only 15 articles, not 16 articles. Clear? Okay. Next was, so fine. Next, this is one question which you can try it out. So this is one question which you can try it out. So can you please try this question out? So this was a question. So if you are going to write the exam, then this was a question which you can expect. Okay. So see, these are the questions which were part of reasoning. Okay. So you can just go through it. Anyway, we will discuss about that, right? Okay, so there is a small mistake seems here, because your marked price will be always greater than your cost price. Okay, so basically whatever we have calculated, so this will be direct value. So your cost price and your marked price will be always higher. So it will be nothing but 2 is to 3. So because your marked price will be always higher than your cost price, right? Okay, anyway, we'll discuss about this, but first solve this, then we will discuss one more time. So there was question here, you can see. I will just tell you. Where is it? So sitting arrangement, right? So sitting arrangement was there from the square arrangement, right? So question number 7, point number 7, you can see. So sitting arrangement, we had the question right from the square arrangement. So I have given you one square arrangement question here. So can you quickly try it out? So please quickly try it out and then I will solve it. Okay, is it done? Okay, fine. We will see now. So there are 8 person J, K, L, M, R, O, P, and N are sitting around a circular table in such a way that four of them sit at the four corners of the table while four sits in the middle of each of the four sides. The one who sit at the four corner faces outside the center, while those who sit in the middle of the side face inside. Okay, so P sits second to the left of O, K sits second to the right of J, L sits third to the left of N, L faces inside, R sits third to the left of O, and L is not the immediate neighbor of J. Now what I will do, I will make two square table from here. Okay, I will make two square tables from here. Okay, fine. Now 8 people are there. 4 will be sitting at the corner and 4 will be sitting in the middle. 4 will be sitting at the corner and then 4 will be sitting in the middle. Okay. Now, and the one who is sitting in the corner faces outside. So these people are facing outside. Okay. So what is the difference when they face outside and what is the difference when they face inside? So this we need to understand. Okay. This we need to understand. So what is the difference when they are facing outside and when they are facing inside, right? Okay. Now, so there are 8 person J, K, L, M, R, O, P, N are sitting around a circular or rectangular table in such a way that four of them sits at four corner of the table. Now, the one who sits at the four corner table, four corner faces outside the center. So friends, if you are facing outside, right? If you are facing outside, then your right and left will be different. So basically this side will be your left, okay, and this side will be your right. And when you are facing inside, okay, when you are facing inside, then this side will be your right and this side will be your left. See, please try to understand. So if you are facing center towards center, then this will be your right and this will be your left. Clear? So this side will be your right and this side will be your left. Okay. Now, so what we have to do from here is, okay, so we have to pick out the points which we can place here. So from here your actual question starts. P sits second to the left of O, K sits second to the right of J, L sits third to the left of N, L faces inside. So L is sitting to the third of left of N and L is facing inside. So let us place L here. Now L is third left of N. So definitely I will have to put N here, right? N is third left. So this is nothing but your outside, right? Okay. Now, so if you put N here, okay, then basically this was the right and this was the left earlier, but now this N will change. So this N I will have to put it here. N I will have to put it here, right? N in this diagram also L and N, because L is third, right? L is third left to the N. L sits third to the left of N. So first, second, third. First, second, third. I have taken two diagram because out of this one will be definitely wrong. Clear? So this we are able to put it. So L sits third to the left of N and L faces inside. Now, if we'll see O, R sits third to the left of O. And then they have also told P sits second to the left of O, right? So R sits third to the left of O and P sits third to the left of O. Now, if you put O here, then if you put O here, then first left will be here, second left will be here. So now we will have to see where all your O can sit. If you place O here, then left will be second left, third left. Okay. If you put O here, then first left, second left, and then you will have to find the possibility, right? So one by one, basically you will have to place and then you will have to find the solution for this. Did you understand the concept? What exactly you have to do? Guys, can you please comment? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there or not? Please let me know. Okay. So I have told you the concept. You can please try it out. And friends, next, if you'll see, so from aptitude, okay. So if you see aptitude, so there was a question from profit loss, there was a question from modulus, there was a question from this is basically reasoning, so assertion, reason. Then there was a question from percentage. Then there was again a question from percentage. Then there was a question from mean of values. So basically, I think average you have to calculate. Then there was a question from data interpretation, time and work, simple and compound interest, right? Okay. And then here, if you'll see, so mirror rotation questions were there, paper folding questions were there, data sufficiency questions were there, coding and decoding questions were there. So mirror rotation, given three image, and what will be the next image? Paper folding, given unfolded paper image, and then data sufficiency, then coding and decoding, and then logic matching, direction based, and one syllogism based questions were asked. Now if you have any doubt, you can please ask. So now if you have any doubt, please ask. No. Okay, fine. So if you have any doubt, please ask in the questions which we have discussed. So here basically, the ratio will be 2 is to 3, because always your marked price will be more than cost price. I mean, here they have marked, right. So if he earns profit of 35%, then definitely he will have to mark the price more. So here basically we are getting 6, and here basically we are getting 9. So we have directly calculated the ratio here. So it will be nothing but 6 is to 9, because we have directly taken, we have written the equation in the terms of ratio itself. Okay. Coding question. So coding questions will be discussed at 6 p.m. So coding questions will be discussed at 6 p.m. Okay. Okay. So I will just check if the sir is available, then we can have the coding questions. Okay. So let me see. Just please wait for some time. So please wait. So just 2 minutes of break. So 2 minutes of break for coding question. I will just check with Nitin sir. Okay. Fine. Hello. Yeah, hi Nitin. Yeah. Somebody is asking some doubt how 4% is equals to 16 articles. See, a shopkeeper gives a discount of 4% and gives a article free on purchasing 15% if he earns a profit of 35%. See, a shopkeeper gives a discount of 4%, right? So when he gives a discount of 4%, right, then he is what he is doing? He is giving you 16 articles, right? Okay. Now, so he is going to give you now 15 articles, right? One free, and then he earns a profit of 35%. Okay, so let's erase this and try to understand. So, Nitin sir has already joined, so just give me a minute. So, a shopkeeper gives a discount of 4%. Please try to understand the concept and then try by yourself. A shopkeeper gives a discount of 4%. So, suppose 100x was the cost price, right? And 100y was the, okay, so let us understand in a different way. 100y was the your marked price, right? Okay, so he is giving 4% discount. Actually I had done it directly. So 4% discount means it will be 96y, and 35% profit means 135x. Okay, fine. So when he is giving a discount of 4%, right, then what is happening, he is selling you 16 articles, and when he is having 135% is the total selling price, then he is selling you 15 articles, one article free, one article free. So x will be nothing but here, so 15 9 ja, and this will be nothing but 6, so just change it, 6 is to 9, so it will be nothing but 3 is to 2. Okay, fine. Now Nitin sir is here, and he is going to take the coding class. Are you able to see the Zoom screen? So Nitin, you can share the screen. Yes, yes. Yeah, so please let me know if you are able to hear and if you are able to uh, see Nitin sir.
You can message in the chat box, guys, if my screen is correctly visible to you and I'm correctly audible to you all.
So guys, can you please comment if Nitin sir is audible and visible to you?
You and I'm correctly audible to you.
Yeah, Nitin, you are audible and visible. You can start.
Okay, so let's start. So in this video, we are going to discuss the total 4 questions because we are going to discuss the 29th fifth question also and 30th question also. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's directly jump to our first problem. Okay, so it is actually 29th second shift problem, 29th second shift. Okay, and it is actually an easy problem, which you can say the first problem that has been asked. And you can see the problem is been like that we have to find the sum of first and Fibonacci element. Okay, so if you do not know about Fibonacci element, then let me explain you for a minute that Fibonacci number, okay, or Fibonacci number is a series of number, Fibonacci series. Every element you can find in a Fibonacci series as a sum of its previous two number. Okay, element as sum of its previous two number. Okay, now if we want to draw the Fibonacci series of length 5, then you can say that first two number, which is the default for every Fibonacci series, which is 0 and 1. So it is the default number because neither 0 have its previous two element to be added up to become a new sum, and neither 1 have its previous two element. Okay, one have only one previous element. So these two, 0 and 1, will be considered as first Fibonacci element and second Fibonacci element as default. Okay, so that thing you have to consider. Now after that, the third Fibonacci element you can consider by adding its previous two number. That means 0 plus 1 would be 1. Now the fourth Fibonacci number would be like the same. Add its previous two number. These two are the previous two for of this. And when you add these two, the new number you can got as 2. Okay. And then the fifth Fibonacci number you can got as adding the third and the fourth Fibonacci number, which will be added up to as 3. Okay. So this is the first, this is second, this is third, this is fourth, and this is fifth. And in this way, you can go on to 6th, 7th, and so on. Whatever the Fibonacci number is been required, you can go on using this process. Okay. Now, the main thing comes here. Okay, the main important thing comes here, that what we need to do, we need to find the sum of first n Fibonacci number. That means here the n is given as input as 5. So we have to take the first 5 Fibonacci number as a sum in our output. Okay, so these are the first Fibonacci number, that is 0, 1, 1, 2, and 3. And when we add them up, that means 0 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3, our sum would become as nothing but 7. And you can see the output is also 7. Now, before moving forward, I just want to clarify with you guys that some of you also have the problem to take input in some of the questions. Okay, and we have one question, the question next to it, in which we have to take the elements of array as input, but the size is not been specified. So I am going to tell you that how you are going to take that input, okay, in your TCS examination. This is being done in this class also. We have done it in other classes also, and we are going to discuss in detail in this class also. Okay, so please wait for that. Now, first focus on this question. So you can see this question. So in this way, we can find our answer, and you can say it as it is a easy question. Okay, so we just have to find the first n element and then add it to up. Okay, now how you will find the first n element, how to write a generic code to find any n first Fibonacci element. So for that, because we have to store that up also, or you can say what you can do, you will go 0, 1, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's consider A as 0, which is a default value, B as our second Fibonacci element, which is again a, because these two are the default value, A as 0 and B as 1, which is the default Fibonacci values. And now our base case would be look like in the Fibonacci element would be always, you have to remember that if you have been asked that what is the sum of one Fibonacci element, then you have to return only 0, because the first number is only 0 and the sum would be only 0. If n would be 2, then you simply straightforward have to return 1, because the first two Fibonacci number is being as default value as 0 and 1, and when you add them up, the new value got as 1 only. Okay, now you can see, okay, now you can see what we are going to do. Okay, yes, so you can see it here. Just let me scroll it down. You have two options. Either you can store the n Fibonacci element in the array, and then at the end you will add them up. This is a one way, because the constraint what student said me here is that the n size would be only in between 1 to 50. Okay, the length of the nth number that you have been asked in the examination would be only between 1 to 50. So there will be no such case of space exceeded or time exceeded. But we are going to see one more approach, okay, without using any space. Okay, how we will do that up here. So you can see how we can do. The first two number are fixed. Okay, this is pretty cool. And now we will do one thing. We will consider an int sum or int answer, where will we store our answer initially. Okay, is this clear with everyone? Now, for first two number, our answer is fixed. If n equal to 1, answer will be 0. If n equal to 2, answer will be 1. But for other values, let's say, take the value here. If n would be 5, then what you will do? Then we will do nothing but we just run a while loop till our n is greater than 2. Okay, why our n is greater than 2? Because for the first two term, our value is already been specified. So we are just getting the value for others term other than first two term. Okay, that's why this condition is being applied here. And now what we are going to do, we have to create, let's create a third variable into C, where we'll store our third variable. C would be A plus B. Okay, C would store the sum of previous two elements, because if C would be the third element of a Fibonacci series, what we have done here while I am explaining you, if this would be A, this would be B, and this would be C, then how you will find C? C would be nothing but summation of A plus B. Okay, this is it. Okay, so this thing we are going to done here. And now what other thing you have to do? Just add this value into your sum. So now, or your answer, where you want to store your answer. So answer plus equal to C. So now the value of answer would become nothing but what? 1. Okay. Now go to the next value. The next value would be, now update the value. A become B. Sorry. A will become B. B will become C. Okay. In this way, the value is being updated since we are going forward. Okay. And now you can see other things also. Just move forward. Now the value of C will be updated up here. Now this would be A. Let me raise this here. Now this would be A, this would be B, and this would be C. Now how you will get C? C would be the summation of previous two elements. Okay, A plus B. A plus B. The previous two element summation would be nothing but C. Are you getting it? Just increment the value by one, and you will get every time a new number onto it. Okay. If this is clear with everyone. Now when you got C, okay, initially C would be here, then the C would go to here, and then C would go to here. So you will getting to every new number one by one, and adding that number, you are getting that number by using this process, C equal to A plus B, because A and B is also shifting by one position. Okay, and simultaneously you are adding that up to your answer. 1 plus, now the next value of C would become, you can see from here, 2, and the next value of C would become 3. But you can see the answer is only 6. Where we are missing our logic. So the logic is not missing, just we are not considered this element as a sum. Okay, so whenever you are initializing your answer, just initialize instead of your answer as 0 to 1. Okay, otherwise one more approach you can do, you can create an array. Okay, inside array you can store all your element using the Fibonacci number, and at the end you will get that number as your answer. So both the way you can do. Okay, so we can do any of the way that you can want, because it is an easy problem, so we are going to with this way only. Now let me just code it up in the compiler and show it to you guys. Okay, then we will move to the next question, in which the input case will be taken. Okay, how to take the input, that is being discussed up here. Okay, I hope you understood. Any doubts regarding that? Okay. No, you do not have to write the test cases. Okay, that is being taken care by TCS compiler. Okay, now you can say integer of main. Inside the main value, I'm just going to take here the input is being given, and that means how many Fibonacci number you have to take as a sum. Okay, now we have taken that as input, and now after taking that as input, we are going to do what? We just going to initialize A as 0 and int B as 1. Okay, and then int C also as 0. Okay, nothing to worry. And int answer as 1. So these things I have discussed. Why I have initialized everything, this default value, that thing I have to initialize before finding the solution. Now the base case comes that if the value of n is equal to 1 only, that means only the one element will be there, then I just have to print 0. Okay. Otherwise, let's say if n would be only 2, then the sum would only be 1. Okay, we have discussed this all, why I'm taking it. Yes, I'm going to share the difficult question also, but this question is easy and this has been asked. I am going to take the difficult question after this. In this video, we are going to have 4 questions, okay? In this 2 are easy and 2 are difficult. And this question is asked by teachers. I am not taking this question by myself only, okay? So you have to understand this. For you, this question might be easy to solve, but you have to understand that this session is for everyone who is watching it, okay? And for some, this is very important to understand that how this thing is happening, okay? Now you can see here, so these are the 2 basis cases that we have handled. And now for the third test case, we just go to else part, and inside the else part, we have to do nothing but we have to go to do while n is greater than 2 and just to c is equal to a plus b, and that add that c into your answer and then change the a to b and b to c, so that the positioning of a and b will be changed, shift to 1 by 1 position, so that we can find the next Fibonacci element also. And after doing that, when we come out, we just have to print our answer up here. Okay, have you understood this? So now let's run this code and check. Okay, it is not the right input. Now let's check for, let's take the input as 5 and you can see the output is coming as 7. Let's take one more output, 10. Okay, 10, and you can see 88 is coming. So these are the 2 public test case inputs which has been provided in the examination, and you can see for both the output is coming correct. And if you do this code in examination, then all of your 7 out of 7 test cases would have been passed. So have you understood this question? Now, if you understood this, okay, yes, n is greater than 2. Yes, sir. If you have not understood, I have explained this before. Because for first 2 values, we already have taken our values in if and else condition. We just running this while loop when our value of n is greater than 2, because first 2 values are the default in the Fibonacci series. Okay, I've explained this. Now this is the easy question. Now let's move to the medium level question, you can say, that has been asked up here. You can see this question, okay? And in this question, the input problem is also there, because you can see array element is being taken as input, but not the size of the array. Here size of the array is not been provided, so we are going to take care of that also up here. And now you can see the find the unique element performed by taking the bitwise, okay, or between the element of different subarray formed through an array. Now this is the question which is comprised of bit manipulation also. You have to have the understanding of bit manipulation also, and then how to find the subarrays also, okay? And what I am telling you, one more thing, the size of the array, the length of the constraint would be only between 1 to 100, okay? So these things you have to consider. So the brute force approach can also work in this problem. But for now, what we are going to do, you have to understand this. The question says, when we have been given an array, now how to take input, that we are going to handle when we are going to code this question. But for now, let's understand this question. First, the understanding is important, okay? Yes, you can use Python also, Java also, C also, C++ also, anything you can use, okay? There is nothing to worry. Language is not a matter. You have to build the logic, okay? Logic is being tested. Language is just a tool to write that or represent your logic to someone, okay? Now you can see, yes, subarray means the contiguous part of array only can differ size, okay? Yes, differ in size, very good. So what in the question they have been suggested, okay? Let's say, first take the subarrays of 1 to 3. What are the different subarrays of 1 to 3? Then the subarray would be 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, starting from 1. Starting from 2, the subarray would be 2, 2, 3, and starting from 3, the subarray would be 3. So you can see there are total 6 subarrays that can be formed up there. Okay, this is clear? Now you can see these are the total 6 subarrays. But the question is slightly different. We have to take the OR between bitwise OR, not the simple OR, bitwise OR. Okay, bitwise OR. You can see the sign of bitwise OR will be like this. Bitwise OR between every element of each subarray. Every element of each subarray. Like for this subarray, 1, 2, 3, sorry. For this subarray, there are 3 elements, 1, 2, and 3. We have to take the logical bitwise OR, sorry, not logical OR, between all the elements, and what is the new number formed by taking the logical OR between these number would be a new number. Okay. So whatever the number can be formed, we have to tell that how many unique number can be formed. How many unique number combination can be formed by taking the bitwise OR of each element of all possible subarray of that array. Okay, so this is the question. Now you have to understand how actually this is being implementing in your answer. First, let me try this test case up to here. So you can see for this test case, just understand this, you will understand this question pretty easy. 1, 2, 3. So these are all total 6 subarrays. Now for this subarray, there is only one element. So there are only one element, so there we cannot take OR in between the same element. Okay, there are only one element in that array. So there is one number we can find. Okay, we would find one number is as 1. That is fine. Now this is another subarray, 1 and 2. There are 2 elements in this subarray, which is a part of the original array 1, 2, 3. Let's take the bitwise OR. Now, how bitwise OR is being taken? So actually it is bitwise OR, so it will be taken not on this decimal value. First we have to convert these decimal values into the binary values. Only after that we could implement our bitwise operator up there. And how to convert, I have taken multiple classes on the TCS and QT crash course. If you are part of that batch, then you would probably know that how to take this. Okay, this kind of question we have already discussed up there. But for now, we do not have time to discuss that. But let's understand this, how actually it is being done here. So if we convert 1 to the decimal to binary number, because 1 is in the decimal form. Now, if we convert it into the binary number, then the number would look like only 1, 0, 1, you can say. And if we convert 2 to the binary form, then it will be look like 1, 0. Okay, and bitwise OR would say, whenever we are taking bitwise OR between any 2 position of a binary number, okay, then if both are 0, then only I will give you 0. In any other case, if any one of them are 1, okay, or if both of them are 1, in all other case, I am giving you 1. Okay, have you understood this? So you can see, if we take 1 or 2, and let's convert 1 to 0, 1 and 2 to 1, 0. And let's take logical OR in between them. Okay, so the number 0, 1 would be 1, 0, 1 would be 1. So in the same way, the new number we can find as 3. So from this, the new number can be found as 3. So till now, we have found two new numbers, 1 and 3. So these 2 numbers till now we have found. We have to take the count of how many unique number we can find, okay, by taking the bitwise OR of all element of all possible subarrays. So we are going to check for the all possible subarrays. Now let's check for this subarray. So for 1, 2, we already know. For 1, 2, we already know the value is coming as 1, 2, 3. Because what I am telling you, you have to understand this. 1, 2, and 3. We have to take logical OR between 1, 2, and 3. For 1, 2, we already know. While we are taking logical OR between 1, 2, the new number in the binary format will become as 1, 1, which is actually a decimal representation of 3. And when we take again it with 3, so 3 will also, the decimal representation of 3 would be 1, 1. And let's take the bitwise OR in between them, okay? So the new number would be nothing but 1, 1, only the 3. So we already have this number. So it is nothing new, okay? We only have to count if we found any new number. But we have found 3, and we already have found 3. So it is not a new number that we have found by taking logical OR between all the element of this subarray, okay? So now let's go to the next problem. Next subarray would be this, 2. So when we take the logical OR between 2, 2 is a single element, so this will remain as 2 only. So we found a new element as 2. So till now we have found 3 elements, 3 different elements by taking logical OR between all elements of all different possible subarray that we have checked till now. But we have not finished up checking. So the new subarray we have found 2, 3. So 2 or 3 when we take, so what is the binary conversion of 2? That would be 1, 0. What is the binary conversion of 3? That would be 1, 1. And when we take that, okay, so 0, 1 would be 1 and 1, 1 would be 1. You can check that table up here, okay? This table you can check it up. Now you can see it here. If this is being done, 1, 1 you have been taken. So 1, 1 is nothing but the value of 3. So we found 3 by this. We already have 3. We already have 3. So there is nothing new on the value that we have found. So we don't have to consider it in our answer. We already considered 3 as one of the answers. Now you can see. Let's go to the next subarray, which is the last subarray that can be formed. That is nothing but 3. Go to 3. Take the logical OR of 3 only. The logical OR 3 will only be 3 because this is a single element. So now you can see the value which we can only have 1, 3 and 2, or you can say total there are 3 different values that we can form by taking logical OR of each element of all different subarrays, okay? And you can also see the answer is coming as 3, which is the count of all different value that we can find. And you can say the 3 value that we can found is nothing but 1, 2 and 3. So have you understood this? Please let me know, guys. Have you understood this concept, or I have to explain one more test cases? You can say as we can do, okay? Have you understood this logic so that we can go to the coding part? If you understood, we can go to the coding part. We can go to discuss that how this is being coded. But you have to understand what actually question wants to tell you. If you understood this, then coding will be quite easy for this question. Have you understood this? Please let me know in the comment box. Everyone who is there in the class, I think you are getting it, but if any doubts, you can ask, okay? If you have any doubts, you can ask at the end. Now you can see what we are going to do up here. Okay. So now the coding part will come. How actually we are going to code this approach? We know the approach. We know how actually answer is coming by using this approach, but how actually we are going to code it up? So while I am explaining you, I am actually telling you the approach of coding also. If you have watched it very carefully, then you would have already understood this concept. Now what I am going to tell you, how to take input that we are going to take, but let's assume that we have taken the input, okay? We have the array 1, 2, 3. Okay, while I am explaining you, switching from this case to this case, then I am explaining you this approach, okay? And the approach says, you can see all the single element will be a single subarray. All the single element will be a single subarray. So one for this subarray 1, 2, 3, or any subarray you can take. Whatever the different kind of element would be there, that would be the possible answer for sure, because 1 is itself a subarray, 2 is itself singly a subarray, 3 is itself a singly a subarray, and any other element would be there. Let's say 4, 5, 6 would be there, and 4 itself a subarray, 5 itself a subarray, 6 itself a subarray. And that means that when a single value come as a subarray, then you cannot take logical OR, because to take logical OR you need 2 kinds of values. So those values will be considered in your answer always considered in your answer. You can see 1 is always considered, 2 is always considered, and 3 is always considered as one different answer. But we have to look for the other cases where more than one element is coming together as a subarray. That case we are going to look for, okay? That if there are any other element can be formed, if there are any other element can be formed from there. So how we are going to look up that? We are going to check for every possible subarray. And how you are going to check? Just run a for loop on that, no? If we are going to run a for loop from 0th position, and we will go till the size of the array, okay? And then we will do what? Let's assume from here. Let's assume. Start. Let me go back. 1, 2, and 3. If we start from 1, then 1 itself is a subarray, there is no doubt, okay? But other subarray would be what? 1, 2, and then other subarray would be what? 1, 2, and 3, okay? And when we go to the subarray 1, 2, Okay, let's me go. So when, let's say I will point to the every element one by one and j will point, we will go to the next pointer will be j. For int j is equal to I plus 1, the next element after the I, and j will go till n and j plus plus would be done at every time. Okay, so this thing you have to done. And now you can see up here, just go down a bit. We are going to every subarray, but we need to find the bitwise OR in between them. So you can see from here, let's say my I will be pointing to this, okay? So 1. When we go to the 2, when we go to the new subarray would be 1, 2. So let's take the logical OR in between them while we are taking 2 up here. What I am telling you, while I am starting, let me take into temporary variable as, let's say this will be array of I, okay? So array of I will be stored at what? 1. Now j will point at 2 initially. J will point at this 2. Let's take array of I logical OR. This will be the sign of logical OR, a single straight line. The array of j. Have you understood this? And whatever that number would be, not array of I, the array of I would be stored in temp, any variable, this variable temp, here array of I will be stored, okay? So temp logical OR array of j and store that in the temp itself, okay? So now when you go to this subarray, so 1, 2, when you take, let come here where we have taken it. So when we have taken logical OR between 1, 2, the new value we got as 3. So let's add that into your answer. And what the answer we are considering? We are considering answer as our set. Set will have a property to contain only unique numbers. So now, when we have inserted, we already have 1, 2 and 3 because these are the 3 different elements. So when you insert this 3 into your set, then that will not affect the size of your set because 3 is already been present and set have property that it will only contain one number only once. Okay. So in this way, even though we insert the new value which we are taken by taking the logical OR between the all element of that possible subarray which we are currently at, but that will not affect our answer if we got a same value which is already present in the set container because set have a property of uniqueness. But if some new value will come, let's say if the new value like 4 will come by taking logical OR at some point of time, and when we insert 4 into this set, then the size of set will automatically will be incremented. There is nothing to worry because this is the property of hash set or set. If you are coding in Java, then you are pretty much familiar with the hash set, or in this case the set property. Okay, so these are the properties. Now let's go to use this technique up there. So that thing we are going to do here. So we are going to do nothing but temp equal to temp logical OR and array of j and insert into my set. Let's say this will be set, to set dot insert and that number temp, insert that into your set. And in this way, you will check every possible subarray and take every possible OR in between them. Because now when your j will point to 3, okay, after this, so the new element you will add to 3 into your subarray. Now your subarray will be looking like 1, 2, 3. But you already have the logical OR of 1, 2 stored in your temp. So you will just have to take temp logical OR 3. And that will end up getting you the logical OR between all these 3 elements. So this is the logic that we are going to have. While we are searching, getting a new subarray one by one, we just taking that new value and taking the logical OR in between whatever the value we already have as our previous subarray, and we got a new value as the all elements, logical OR of all element of that particular subarray. Okay, so this is the logic that is being implemented here. Now the main thing comes, this is being done, this is the logic that we are going to code up here. I am going to show the code, nothing to worry. But the problem of this code is how to take the input, because the size is not being provided. So these things we are going to discuss. I have discussed this thing previously also. In the previous video, I have discussed this thing. And many of you haven't watched the video completely and just going to comment down that, okay, I have not explained the logic. First, watch the video, okay? Now, you can see, here I am going to explain you all the logic. Let me change the size of the compiler. Okay, this will be done. As include, please watch it very carefully, okay? I am just going to show you the Java C++ code here, and then I am going to show you the Java code as well, okay? Both code I will be going to show you that how you will able to done in C++ also and Java also. There is nothing to be worried about that. But for now, let's see it here using namespace std, okay? This is being fine. Now go to int main, and now, sorry, int of n. Now you can see size is not being provided, just the array. So first create the array. We do not know how much element we are going to insert, but we know there will be an array, and the data type of the array would be int. So we are going to create an array. Let's create an array. Now what you are going to do, since you are not knowing how many elements, but you know you are going to insert some of the element. So first create a variable which will store the element that you are going to insert it up here. And now how to insert, please check it carefully. Taking input. How I am going to take the input, that you are going to see here. I am going to take that num as input till I am going to run it in the while loop, because I am going to take that num as input till the point this num is not being ended, because this num has data type of integer, and I am going to take, whenever I got a new integer value, I am going to take it in the array. Let's say if I am going to take as input as 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So first 1 will come, 1 will be go into the array, then 2 will come, 2 will go into the array, then 3 will come, 3 will go into the array, and 4 will come, 4 will go into the array. In this way, you can take the element in your array as input without knowing the size. You do not know the size. The size is not being provided to you. Okay? In this way, you are going to take the input. So these things you have to consider. And if you please understood this, please like this video, because a lot of effort will be gone to make this video out for you guys. Take the question available and multiple things with them, and that will also motivate us in the same way. Okay, now you can see it up here. If this is clear, please comment it down. So getting one value as input and inserting into array. Okay, array dot pushback. I'm going to show you the Java code same. Okay, pushback num. Now one more thing I have to do, because you have to understood this. Each single element will be the one possible answer. I have explained you while I'm explaining you the approach of this problem. Okay, and for that I am taking one set. Okay, in which I am going to insert every possible value, because set will only have unique possible value, and that we want from here. Okay, now you can say st dot insert num. Okay, if this is being done, then we are going to do what? Okay, just wait a minute. Then we are going to do what? Inserting the set. Input will be done. Just run over the all possible subarray. Now we know the size of the array. Okay, so let me take int n as array dot size, because now we know how many element is present in the array, because we have inserted that up. Now we can take the size of the array. Now what we are going to, so int temp is equal to array of I. I've explained you all the codes. Now for int j equal to I plus 1, j would be less than n and j plus plus. And then I'm going to take nothing but temp is, this is the OR, bitwise OR sign, and the new element which we are inserting into the subarray. Okay, array of j, not I. Okay, if this is done, now what is being done? Okay, this is done. Just insert the new value into the set. If we found any new value, then it will be inserted into the set. Otherwise, it will not be considered as a set. Now after doing everything, just go out and print the size of the set, that whatever the size of the set means how many unique value that we have according to our answer, and that is what we have to print up here. Okay, now let me run this, and you can see I am getting the correct output. You can say 1 2 3, I am getting the output as 3. 2 4 5, I am getting the output as 5. 4 5 6, I am getting the output as 4. So these are the correct outputs, okay? And these are the output provided in the question also. And if you are worrying about what is this D, what is this F, so you have to understood, I have not the same compiler as of TCS. So here I have to tell the compiler that now you have to stop taking the input. How I will take? I will take any random value other than integer. So when it will go inside the while loop, they will know, okay, now the integer instruction will be over, the instruction will be provided to them, and they will stop doing that, okay? So in this way, you can take input. So this is the most asked question to us, and I hope you have now understood this. And now let me show you the Java code for the same also. So you can see here how you can take the input as Java up here. This is, I've highlighted this up, you can see up here. In this way, this is the complete Java code for the same problem. The same problem I've used, the same approach is being used up here. You can see from here only, okay? Now, if this is clear, so we are moving to the 30th April question, that is, you can see the last day question. You can see the first question that we have currently. Okay, let me take my pen. The question is very easy, okay? Actually, initially, I'm not getting what actually question is saying because we have not provided with the actual question. Just some students have written the question to us, and accordingly, we try to understand what actually question tells to us. Okay, now you can see. Okay, just 1 minute. So now you can see up here. Okay. Okay, you can see. Okay, I will take your doubt at the end. Okay, first let me explain because we have two questions to explain, and the second question is very good question, actually TP question that we are going to discuss. But for now, let's discuss this question. So the question says we have been provided with the count of the girls, count of the pens, and count of the pencil as our input. Okay, girls, pens, and pencils, and we just have to tell them. I'm not going to write this code. Okay, I will write. Nothing to worry. But you can see the count of girl is being provided to us, pens is being provided to us, pencil is being provided to us, and we just have to tell whether we can distribute the pens and pencils to each girl equally or not. So you can see in this example, if we can see the example here, there are 4 girls and we have 4 pen and 4 pencil. So 4 pens divided between 4 girls equally, 1 pen you can divide. 4 pencils can be divided between 4 girls equally, 1 pencil you can divide. So in this way you can divide 4 girls and 4 pens and pencil between 4 girls. Okay, this is being divided up here. Now you can see we have been provided with 5 girls and we have 15 pens and 30 pencils. So 15 pens can be divided between 3 girls equally in the as a 3 pens to each girls, and 30 is simultaneously can be divided between the 5 girls equally as a 6 pencil to each girl. Now it is very easy. If you have n number and you want to divide it to the m numbers equally, so you will easily say if n is completely divisible by m, okay, then you can divide it only. Because you can see 30 is completely divisible by 5. And whatever will be the quotient, this is the amount in which you can actually divide. But let's say if we have 29 pens and we have to distribute it in between 5 girls equally, then we cannot distribute equally in between 5 girls because 29 is not divisible by 5 completely. Okay, so this is the simple mathematical logic that is going to be implemented here, and that is what we are going to print up here. Okay, please listen it up here. Okay. So, okay, let me check few comments also. Okay, I can see few of the comments. But now, let's see. Okay. Okay, not this. Here, if I write it here. Okay, so, sorry, control chat. But here. Let me take it in here. Okay. Now, int The first input will be the number of girls, int girls, and then pens, and then pencil. Okay. Now you can see, if you are able to see it completely, what I am telling. Let's take everything as input, girls, pen, and pencil. Done. Now, if every input is being taken carefully, then we are going to do what? We just have to check whether we can divide it or not. How you are going to check? First, let's take a boolean, okay, flag, which will actually hold can we divide or not. Because when we can't divide, we just have to print can't, okay. You can see when we can't divide, we just have to print can't, and when we divide, then we have to print each girl will take how many pens and how many pencils. I think this will be the input, okay. Now true. Now true means I can say we can divide, okay. Now just we have to check whether we can divide or not. So first we have to check if it is if it is possible to divide equally. For that we just have to take if pen modulo girls is equal to 0. I've told you when it is completely divisible, then we can say and pencil is also completely divisible, okay. Pencil modulo girls is also equal to 0, okay. When both will be the case, when you can say both will be the case for you guys, then you can say okay, it is being divisible, okay. I am not divisible. If any one of them is not equal to 0, then we can say flag as false, okay. Flag equal to false. That means it is not being divisible. Now we have to just tell how many pencil each girl will take and how many each girl will not able to take. So just for that we have to take if our flag is equal to false, then we could know okay we can divide it, okay, because it is not possible up here. We just print cout can't. If this will be the output, okay. And if other thing will happen, okay, else we just have to do what? Print that each girl will take how many pencils? Okay, let me take pencil as pencil divided by girls, and then again space, and then each girl will take pens as pen divided by girls, okay. I think in this way we have to print our input, and now let's see. Okay, this is not the correct output which we are searching to. Stop, edit, and delete. Now the next output would be okay, this stop, edit, and delete. Next test case would be okay. The next case would be girls count would be 5. The 15 would be the pencil count, and 30 would be the pens count. You can see the girls would take here 6 pencil and 3 pens. Okay, not 3 pens, I would say. Pen divided by girls and pencil. Girl will take pencil as 6. Okay, input. Okay, input type is not wrong. Here, the first input would be pencil. It is not. The first input would be pencil and second input would be pen. Okay, and after the girls, just now let me run it. Now I think it is giving you the correct output. Okay, now you can see I am getting the correct output. And let's take one can't case also. 5, 15 and 29. Okay. Pencil. It is again getting me the correct answer, but according to the question, it should not give me the correct answer. So why it is giving? Let's see. So if pens, okay, not and, logical or operator, okay. Now you can see I'm getting the correct output. So quite bit of changes is being there, is being done in my code, and the code will run very fine. So now this is the third question, and it is pretty easy question, I would say. It is the easiest question that we have discussed right now. But now we are going to discuss a very good problem. Okay, this is a very good problem. You can see, please listen it carefully. We are going to discuss this problem for around 30 minutes more. Okay, so please be with me, guys. You are going to understand a lot. So actually this is the DP question, dynamic programming question. And why it is a DP question, you are going to understand it. Because we are DPs, why I am considering it as a DP question, because we are breaking down a large question into a smaller question, and then we are going to find our answer up here. And there is nothing very critical about the question. We are going to understand this question very easy, simple logic based question. Okay. Now what is being done? Please understand. The question is saying that we have to find out that how many minimum number of words is required to make a given string. Now the string has been given and the word is been given. Now you can see the first output is the string is recursion, and the words that we have is Rick and arson. There are two different words, and you can easily say we can add these two words and we can made up the recursion, and the correct output will be 2 because we are using two words. Now but go to this answer, apple pie, and the words we have apple pie and apple pie. Okay, so here you can also say we can add these two and we find apple pie. So there are two words we can use to make this string. But we can also use this apple pie singly, because this is actually this word itself. So in one word only we can find out that okay, this string can be made out. Now you have to understand this. That's why I'm telling you we have to break this question into smaller way. Okay, because the general greedy approach will not work here. Because according to the greedy approach, we just add two words and check that if it is possible or not. But here it is not the case. We have to find the minimum possible answer. Okay, so we have to check for all possible cases, and on that we have to take the minimum possible answer. And whenever we are going to check all possible cases, okay, then the concept of DP will arise up there. Okay, and I have explained this DP concept multiple times in the YouTube videos also, or in the TCS entity crash course batch also. If you are from that batch, then you would probably have seen this kind of question from my side. But for now, you can see, let's understand this question. So how we are going to approach this question is very important up here. Okay, it is the very important thing up here. So please try to understand this. Let me raise it up here. Okay, so let's start. Up here. So what actually telling us here, if you consider, let's consider this example to understand this better, okay? Because this is the general example, understand this example. So here we have three different words. And we have to find how many minimum words is required to make this substring possible. So let's take this substring, string, apple pie. Now we are going to do what? We are going to search for every smaller string one by one, and let's see how many string is required to make this, how many string is required to make this, how many required to make this, and then this, and then this. So we are gradually moving one step by one step and checking how many string is being required to make that particular part of the string. And when we completed all the string, then we get to know, okay, how many actually substring is being required to make the whole string. Okay, now you can see how actually is being done. So for that, we are going to consider an array in which we will consider that at any particular position of the string, let's say for this string at this particular position, That means for this part of the string, that means at this substring, what are the possible words that is being required, minimum possible words that is being required to make that up. Okay, so this is actually holding only that part. Have you understood this up? Now, if you got that concept, then we are going to move up. Okay, and move up with how you can see. So let's make this array as TP and make the size is n plus 1. Now what is n? N is nothing but the size of the string. Size of the string. You are going to understand everything one by one. Please be with me for few minutes. Okay, you are going to understand why I am using this approach. So here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So 8 will be the total size. So 8 plus 1 would be size of the DP would be 9. So there are total 9 boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Oh, I am getting correct boxes. Let me index it up. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, that would be fine. Now if you understood this, okay, if you have understood this concept, if you have understood this concept, now let me take this up into an set, okay, into a set. Why I am taking it into a set? Because let's say if there are two words of the same kind can be occur also, there can be possibility, but we do not require two words of the same kind. We just require one word of one kind because we need to add that up. Either you can add two different words of the same kind, or you can add one word at two different times. There will be nothing different in your answer. So we are going to add all the words into the set so that duplicate condition might be not happening here. Now we are going to do what? After inserting everything into set and creating a DP array, now we have to implement this DP array. And let's initialize every element of the DP array as int max. Int max. Why int max? Because in DP array will actually hold up every index. Let's say, let me tell you. So DP of I, which actually means minimum words required to make the string till position I. So this is actually meaning of DP of I. So DP of I will hold the minimum number. So whenever I am told you, always I am telling you, whenever you have to initialize any value, make any value as your answer, as a minimum possible answer, and you are initializing it initially, then always initialize it to the maximum possible answer, maximum possible value, so that comparison will be always easy. So now let's do that up here. So when we do that up here, okay, let me check your few comments. Okay, so I can see. So what I'm telling you, you have to initialize it to int max every time. And the first value, DP of 0, you have to initialize it to 0. Because for DP of 0 means, because 0 is not any size of the string. This value, index, will represent the particular size of the string. Okay? Because you can say APPLE, pi. If we consider DP of 3, that means DP of 3, that means the first three element of this string, that means this. If I am taking DP of 3 as 2, that means two words is being required to make APP. Okay, this is the meaning of actually this DP array. That thing you have to understand. So DP of 0 I have initialized as 0 because there are 0 possible way to make a string of size 0. There is no possible way. That's why we have initialized to 0 initially. So these things you have to do. There is nothing to worry. But now let's move forward. So how we are moving forward? So every time int I, we are at 1 and int is less than equal to n and I plus plus. So I will be moving to every index of this string 1 by 1. Every index of the string 1 by 1. And what will going to happen, and j, int j will be starting from 0 and j will be less than I and j plus plus. And j will be less than starting from zeroth index of this string, that means initially say it at, sorry, say it at what? You can see I, j will be at this. dp of I will be this. I will be pointing to this. So I will be at this and j will be at this position, and it will go. It will check the all possible substrings. So I is 1, j is 0. So there are only one possible substring, that is A. So we have to check if there is any possible way to make A by the words that we have inside this set. How you can check? So just take the substring, okay? So string of substring, string str, which is the substring, we can take it as like this, okay? So if this string is originally as, so as dot sub str, and the starting index would be j, and the ending in the length of the string would be I minus j. So you can say it is starting from 0 and the length would be only 1, so that only A will be considered up here. Okay. Now we have to check if this substring that we have taken as str, if it is present in the word or not. So what is stored in the set, and set have a property to dot find, okay? Dot count or find, whatever you can say. Set have its properties, okay? So if the dot count is greater than 0, that means that particular substring is possible. That means you found one particular substring up there. You found one particular substring up there. So here we cannot find, so we do not have to do anything. But when we find, we have to consider what we are going to do. Okay, then you will understand. Now let's increment your I by 1. So when your I will be now, sorry, A double P L E. Your I will now point to 2 and J will again point to 0. So 0 to 2 will be one substring. Okay, that means the length would be 2. 2 minus 0 would be 2. And starting from 0, that means A double P. And the other substring would be P. Now, neither P or neither A double P is available there. Now my J, I will point to this position. That means L. Neither AP, double PL, or neither any of them are present up there. Now, when my J is pointing to this position, sorry, when my I is pointing to this position, that means I is pointing to fifth position. This is the fifth position. It will represent how many number dp of 5 will represent how many given word is being required, minimum word is being required to make up this particular part of this string. So when my I will reach here, please understand it very carefully because this is a very good problem, okay? When my I reaches here and my J, I is at 0.5 and J is at initially 0. So starting from 0 and length 5, the substring would be nothing but A double PLE. Okay. Now when we are going to check if either this is present, it is present or not, it is present there or not. It is being present up there or not. So yes, it is present. Apple is present. So we can find one definite subarray from this. This can be formed in one possible way because we can use one apple from there. Now, how we will decide how many actual word will be required? Let's consider one case. Let's say we are at A double P L E and A double P L E. And there will be one case when this part of substring will be taken. Then there are total actually two A double P L E will be required up there to make that up. So these things we have to consider up here. And that's why we have taken this DP array. So first we have to check that if, let's say this will be the set st dot count st dot count the str if it is greater than 0, okay? And one more thing, if dp of j from where you are starting, j it has 0 currently, it is not equal to int max. Because if it is only equal to int max, so from here to here you find one way, but you do not know if there is any way previous to that also, because you have to find a complete word. What I am telling you, let's say you found this part, I told you to find all this part, you find only this part. So how you will tell I can find whole part, because you do not have any knowledge of this part also. So first you have to knowledge of this part, that in some way you can reach here. Then only from here you can reach up here. You directly can't reach from here to here. So this thing also will be considered here, that dp of j is not equal to int max. And if this is the case, then we are good to go. Then we have just to check that dp of I is equal to minimum of what we are currently have, that is currently int max here, okay? And dp of j is 0. So that means to reach here, we need 0 ways. And from here to here, reach here, we just need one more ways, because we can reach from here to here directly by using that substring. So dp of I, comma, dp of j plus 1. So this is the way. Okay, so we can reach at this 5 point by one possible way. Are you getting it? Now let's move forward once more, and check other test case also, so that you can understand it completely. Okay, if you have getting that, because this is a very good problem. Okay, I would say this is a very good problem. Now you can see. Okay, just let me see your chats. So now you can see up here, if this is fine with you. Now you move forward. Is there any way to find this? No. There a find way? No. But when you reach here at the 8th position, that means from 0 to 8, the length would be nothing but this apple pie. Apple pie. Again, you will find apple pie all together up here. Apple pie all together up here. And you just have to do that again. That from where it will be started. Okay, it will be started from 0, so it is not equal to int max. Okay, this is being verified. It is being find. So you just have to check again dp of I, which is int max, compared by dp of j plus 0. So you can reach here in one way also. But you have to check others way also, if there are any other way also. So let's say when j will be incremented one by one, but when j reach this position, 5th position, when j will reach at 5th position, okay, j will reach here. What I'm telling you, j will reach here, and your I will at 9th position. Okay, I will at 8th position. So the length would be 8 minus 5 would be 3, and the subarray would be nothing but pi. So you would have find pi also here. You would have find pi also here. And now you can see here, when you have able to explain, get the pi, again this two condition is being verified up there, and you go down, you can see dp of j, since dp of j is this, it is not equal to int max, but dp of I, when you compare minimum of dp of I, so dp of I is now currently 1, because we have already been taking it as in our previous cases. And dp of j plus 1, so j would be this, j plus 1 would be 2. So minimum of 2 and 1 will be nothing but 1, so it will remain as 1. But you can see, we have find all possible test case. Why it is coming as 2 here? Because apple will be taken from here to here, and pi would be taken from here to here. So to reach from this position to this position, we need apple, one word, and to reach from this position to this position, we need pi, which is again a word. So that's why we are taking 2 words up here. So this is the complete DP code, okay? I know this is quite complicated, and you need to have very good understanding of DP to solve this kind of problem. And for that, if you have watched already my DP playlist, then you would understand that how this is being happening. We have discussed this kind of problem very much, like house robot problem or any other problem, where we have to skip at something and make that a coin change combination problem. This is the same kind of problem which is being asked here. Just the question is being tricked a bit, okay? Now, if you have understood this, if this is clear with everyone, now let's see. Let me just go and code this up, because this video has already been very long. Okay, so now let me just go and code this up for you guys. Okay, so has include bits as stdc dot h. Okay, using namespace std. Okay, and now what I'm telling you here, inside the int main, first int, what is the input? Input would be the string. First input would be the string as, take it as input, and the next input would be the words. Okay, the vector of strings and words, and let's take it as input also. So for int I equal to 0, I less than and I plus plus, and take every word as input. Okay, now if this is clear with you, then words of I. Okay. So here also I think you do not know na, how many words you have to take as input. Let me take. Okay, here again you do not know. So same thing would happen. Okay, if you do not know that how many words you have to take input in this vector of word, then there is nothing to worry. I have told you the approach. Int str. Okay, and now you will have to do the same. Do this while sim of str, and then do what? Insert words dot push back that str word. Okay, in this way we can take input without knowing the size also. And now if you note this, now let's consider a set. Okay, set of string of st, and let's insert everything for int I equal to 0, I less than words dot size and I plus plus, and st dot insert the value words of I. So in this way we can insert every value in the set. This is being done. This thing we have discussed. Now let me create a DP array. Enter DP of n plus 1. So int, so plus int n would be the length of the string. Okay, int n would be s dot length. Okay, and let me take a DP, int DP of n plus 1, and every element would be int of max. And now let me just take first number as 0, because to make any string of 0 size, you will have to take only 0 attempt. Okay, now if this is clear, okay, just have to do one more thing. Okay, not this, let me take vector. Okay, vector of int of dp of n plus 1, and then int max. Now it will be done. Now you can see if this would be fine. We have taken everything as in our set also as input. Okay, let me close the scope up here. Now just do what? Do the for loop. Okay, for int I equal to 1, I less than equal to n, and I plus plus, and in the same way for int j is equal to 0, j less than I, and j plus plus would be there. And then take the string str equal to s dot sub str, and then the starting index would be j and the length would be I minus j. Now just have to see if we can found that str in our set also, not set dot count str, if this would be there, and also the dp of j would not be int max. Okay, I've told you this all concept why I'm taking this, okay? Now, if this would be the same, then we just have to compare that if dp of I is equal to minimum of dp of I or dp of j plus 1. And now, when we come out here, so there will be one more condition, else minus 1, whether if we do not find any possible numbers in this word to make our possible substring, that would ended up this value to be remain unchanged as int max, okay? So if the after doing everything, if the last value which will hold up the number of words we require to make that complete substring, if it remains at int max, okay, if dp of n is equal to int max, then we could say that okay, we are not able to make any possible answer, so we just return -1. Or in other condition, if this will be the not case, else case would be the okay, then we just have to print dp of and up there, okay? So I think this will be the correct code now. Okay, see out. Okay, so now let's run this up and let's see if the code is correctly written or not. Okay, so there will be one error that if the line number 35, 35, what is, okay. So it has been coming here by mistake. Okay, stop. This is not a correct input that we want to take. Now the input we want to take, you can see, because we do not know the size of input, but the first input, we stop, delete. The first input will be okay, not recursion, apple pie. Apple pie. APPLEPIE. And then the other words also are the words APPLE, first word. The next word would be PIE, okay. And the next word would be APP, apple pie. Sorry. APPLEPIE, okay. Okay, what I am doing. APPLEPIE, okay. And the next word I would take as int, any value, so that it would be ended up. And now, okay, so I have to make a case so that it will end up, okay. So we do not know the size, so because this will be the correct code, but since it is being running in my compiler, okay, so I have to show you that how in my compiler it is being running, okay. You have to see it here. So let me first take one thing. Let me take the size of the thing, nothing to worry, okay. And while and let me push it up here, okay. So that let me first check if my code is correctly running or not. For int I equal to 0, I less than m and I plus plus, I am taking words same of words of I, okay. Okay, let me take delete. Let me take the first input would be APPLEPIE, and the next input would be size, that would be 3 APPLE. Okay, delete. Okay, some fundamental mistakes would be there. First, I have to take it as input now. Okay, sin m. Okay. What's okay? Typing mistake. My compiler is failing that. Okay, I can see APPLEPIE. Okay, apple pie would be great. And then the size would be 3. And the next value would be APPLE. And the next value would be PIE. And the next value would be APPLEPIE. And you can see the correct output is coming as 1. And now let's check for other value also. Recursion, okay? So for recursion, the string length will be recursion, but there will be two values, that is rec and arsion, okay? You can see 2. Output is coming as 2. Now what I am filling up here, because you can see I have to take the input in my compiler by myself only. So that's why I have to take it as the size of the input to show you that, okay, this code is correct. But for now, let me go back and do the same thing. If you have to do in your examination and if size is not being provided, because you do not have to take input by yourself, okay? Input is being maintained. You just have to run and compile and check, okay? So you can see here, you have to take the input in this way, okay? Take input in this way if size is not being provided, okay? So I hope you are getting it. I think this class is already getting very lengthy, okay? And because we have to explain the 4 codes to you guys, okay? That's why. And the last code would be very good, okay? I would say this code would be very good, okay? So, and I hope, okay, you will get the admit card if you haven't get yet, okay? So now all I want you guys to please like this video if you liked it very much, okay? And if you want us or encourage us to make more such content like this in the future upcoming examination, what you're going to do or what is going to happen, so we will work tirelessly for you that, okay? And you can see a lot of effort is going to be made to make this kind of content. So please like this video, subscribe this channel if you haven't yet, comment down if whatever you comment you want to be, okay, how this video feels like to you, how this is helpful for you, anything like that, so that it can get us motivated to do the same in the future also, okay? So thanks everyone, thanks for being patient here for this all 4 codes that we have discussed today. We are going to meet in other sessions, okay? So thank you.
दिए जा रहा है तो एक मिनट भाई नहीं, सेटअप आपका यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं।